Remember the grand plan I had to carry on the transfer window after the first couple of games, keep bringing in players, really build a squad capable of surviving in the champ. Yeah, I signed a reserve goalkeeper and an old man I'm probably never going to play. Hello and welcome to Club 4, Part 6 of Non-League Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Hull and away against Wigan, both in the Championship, because that's right, we are still in the Championship at the moment. Since you were last with me, results have actually been quite good. The Kev ratio is going well, mainly thanks to the last 3 games. It was a sticky start. Well, actually, no, we had a little unbeaten start that you saw. Then we had 4 straight defeats, which was sad. But then, last 3 games, I was happy. So, that has largely been the result of a tactical change, which I'll show you in a minute. Spoilers, it's quite a familiar one. But we are sitting mid-table after 8 games, which is absolutely fine. If we can finish mid-table, everyone's going to be happy. And I said we signed 2 more players. We've signed Craig Noon, who's 34, and a winger. I had it in my head when it was when we lost those 3 games in a row. I thought, you know what? 4-2-3-1. Regardless of the fact that we obviously released all of the wingers in the summer. So I signed a winger not as good as like 4 of the ones that we released. He's on quite a lot of money. We're not going to play him at any point, almost certainly. And we also signed a reserve goalkeeper because Frank Fielding got injured. So Fisher's now our goalkeeper and we needed a backup. So this guy's been playing for Cobblers for the last couple of years. I mean, it's all I could do. We've spent most of the money now as well. There's a bit of wage budget left, not much in the way of transfer budget, and the window is closed. So, not my finest hour, this transfer window. But, tactically, we have tweaked things around, and everything is working out rather nicely. We've gone old school. We've put on all of my old mentality and team instructions that I was using with Ipswich 2 football managers ago. Just had to try something. I don't have new ideas. I just recycle the old ones. If you're new to the channel in the last 18 months, this looks revolutionary. So we're going attacking, structured, exploit the middle, look for overlap, close down more, higher tempo. And it's working. We've also abandoned the fancy new instructions on either side of our midfield 3. We've gone for a ball-winning midfielder and an advanced playmaker. It's less revolutionary in terms of the starting 11. I've just tried to put players in their preferred role, which he's not, actually. He needs to go into his. It's because we had t'other fella. Dunn was playing before and he's a poacher. But I'm just trying to get everyone in their preferred roles and then play a tactic that shouldn't really work, but seems to. High intensity. Injuries coming. But who cares? I haven't told you my team. I'll tell you my team now. I mean, you've just looked at them, but I have to introduce them. What do you think this is? So we've got Fisher in goal. Oh, Liam Lindsay. Did we have him before? He's a loan signing. Centre back. He's actually quite good. He's better than everyone we already had. So I don't think we had him before either. So I'm actually quite happy with that one. So in goal, we have Fisher. At back four, Purrington, Clark, Lindsay and Thompson. Tunnicliffe, Boateng and Oakley Booth are in midfield with Grant in behind Ugbo and Scott. EK Ugbo, Championship superstar. Better in the Championship than he is in League One. By a mile. That's interesting. Luke Weiler is getting a squad number because this is his first appearance. He's only just come in when Fielding got injured. Why is that so far up there? Move that down. In fact, we should have the whole league table on display. Does it not let me do that? The match is just starting while I'm fiddling with this, isn't it? Fair enough. We can't look at the bottom of the league, apparently. The game's that confident that we're not going to end up down there. It's not going to let us look at it. So we've done this structured attacking thing for the last 3 games while we've been unbeaten. Before that, we were still trying to do things properly and play the game the way a normal person would play it. Now we're just trying to overpower everyone we play. High tempo, down the middle, overlapping, just attack. We want 5-4s and 6-5s and 4-3s. None of this playing for draws away from home nonsense. Obviously, what that does mean is things like this are going to happen and we're losing 1-0 to Hull. And we'll win a lot of games, we'll lose a lot of games. I don't expect to see a lot of draws playing this system. Guaranteed now we're going to get 2 draws on this episode. But what can you do? Right, I've just noticed Ipswich are top of the league. Interestingly, Ipswich Not in this save, in the other save, which I probably should tell you about in Back in the Borough. But Back in the Borough, if you're not watching it, we're at Nuneaton, we're down in the conference, and Ipswich just offered me a job in that game. I turned it down, obviously, because I have to turn down all the contract offers in that one. But I'm getting championship job offers in that game now, despite taking 4 years to get out of the Conference North. I don't understand. Right, we've won a penalty. Who's taking it? Who's our number 21? No idea. Scott is our number 21, and obviously missed because he's 18 on loan. He's not proper Portsmouth. He doesn't feel it yet. So I think this might be his first start. We have been playing with Durden, who I'm not really taken with. We talked about it yesterday that Ugbo is excellent. It would have been nice to have signed a proper championship caliber striker to go alongside him. In the end, we've got a youngster from the Premier League who's never really played anywhere, plus 2 youngsters who were good in League 2 last year. All 3 of them are going to take time to develop into players who can play at this level, similar to how Ugbo has. Ugbo has been with us almost a year now. I mean, it's not almost a year, it's September, but he was one of our first signings and wasn't very good last year. Scott's just equalised. There you go, he's the answer. But Ugbo wasn't pulling up any trees last season, but has come into his own a little bit this year despite the step up in league, and I hope at least one of these youngsters steps up. I'd like it to be one of the 2 we own rather than one who's on loan, but really thinking in terms of non-league to legend, Scott's here on loan for a year. If we're still here in a year's time, we're in the Premier League, or I've been sacked. No, because I'll have been sacked if we get relegated. So, you know, if we're top half of the table in March, there's going to be a relegation threatened Premier League team offering me a job. So it doesn't really matter. Building for long term, my eye. A year and a half at each club as we climb towards the top. That's the way these things are supposed to work. None of this doing it properly. Promotions are for losers. We want to cheat our way up the leagues by just getting better jobs at bigger clubs. Get the Premier League one and then go on an adventure. I'm so getting ahead of myself. We're not even winning this game yet. Right, Thompson. Cross comes in. Ugbo is fouled. And I think we have another penalty. This time it's Purrington who's taking it because Scott missed the first one. We're just randomly allocating penalties now. Now we've got our left back and he does score. And it's 2-1. We've had 2 penalties. We've missed one of them. There's 19,000 people here today. I like the fact we're a nicely supported club. There's money in the bank. I talk about moving on to other clubs, but really, Portsmouth have got all the potential you need to push on into the Premier League. It won't be this year. Do not get ahead of yourself. I'm talking to myself here, not you lot. Do not get ahead of yourself. We're not going to get to the Premier League this year, but if we don't get the right offer, I don't know. I'm enjoying Portsmouth. It's fun. Right, Oakley Booth. Out to Thompson. Tucks it inside to Boateng to Tunnicliffe. Purrington. What can he do? Boateng. There was so much heat for Purrington in the comments yesterday as well. That he's not very good. Not even League One quality. Well, he's just scored in the Championship. What? I was in the middle of saying, what a tackle. I can't believe Clark's going to have that chalked up as an own goal because it was a fantastic tackle. All the fault here goes to our goalkeeper. They're through on goal and this tackle is perfectly timed. There's the tackle. What on earth is the goalkeeper doing? We've had some own goals this year. Goodness me. I can't believe Clark's the one who gets penalised for that. Silly, silly video games. Right, Lindsay can come off. Grant can come off. Scott can come off. Boom. Substitutions. We'll try Bartlett this time. He's of the 3 youngsters, he's the one who hasn't really had much in the way of game time. So we'll give him an opportunity to try and grab us a winner. I can't believe we're going to lose this game because of our goalkeeper just being an absolute moron. We need Fielding back and we need him quick. We're being mugged now as well. If we double check the stats, I'm pretty sure we've had more clear-cut chances than them and we're losing the game. We've had more possession, we've had more shots on target. We are officially the better team in this game, and we've been let down by nonsense. Yeah, more clear-cut chances, same amount of half chances. We are losing for corners, and clearly that's the important thing when it comes to this particular match. We've got better pass completion, equal on tackles won, more headers won, and we're losing 4-2. We are beating them on every single stat, apart from goals scored. So yet again, it comes down to the fact that we don't have a prolific 30-goal-a-season striker. We talked about it yesterday. I realise I should be more concerned about the fact we conceded 4 goals. I'm not really. I'm annoyed that we haven't scored 5, because we should be outscoring teams. And that's going to be the one thing that stops us having a proper push this season. We're playing well. The system seems to work, but we're just not scoring enough goals yet. We need someone to emerge as a superhero goal scorer. Ugbo hits the post. 3 clear-cut chances to their 2 now. We have the moral victory in this game. But unfortunately, you don't get very many points for moral victories. So we have to eat a loss and regroup and come back another day. And maybe not have a stupid goalkeeping moment of idiocy. Ah! Who are we playing next? I need to... Wigan. Right, we're going to beat them. A little bit of rotation in the midfield for the Wigan game. Then Boateng keeps his place, but Quinn and Chambers come in for Tunnicliffe and the guy whose name I'm never going to remember properly. It's the double-barreled fella. Oakley Booth. There we go, because he picked up a knock in the last game. He's got a gashed head. I did tell him to play for his injury and then thought, actually, you know what? Don't worry about it. We've got plenty of midfield players. Schmodix also comes in for Grant, because Grant didn't have the best of games in that last match. Plus, he's also picked up a knock, I think, or a suspension. I think it was a knock. He wasn't available. Anyway, should we get into the football match? Another thing from the comments yesterday was, Kev, it's really annoying when you don't remember the names of your players. Watch Back in the Borough if that annoys you, because I do remember the names of all the players in that one, because I've had those players for ages. We're 5 episodes in, or 6 episodes in to this club. I'm still learning all these players, because not only are we just 5 or 6 episodes in, but half of this team, we signed them yesterday. It's going to take me a little bit of time to not just remember their names, but also figure out what positions they play, and how to use them and who should come on for who, and it's a learning curve, and I think we'll be fine unless we lose this game, in which case I'm going to start panicking, because Wigan are down, relegation threatened. This is the kind of team that we should absolutely be beating, and yeah, they're attacking at the moment. I don't want another moral victory, although it's nice to have one moral victory, but I'll win this one dirty. I'll mug them if we have to. I just don't want another defeat, because we were on a nice little unbeaten run, and if we lose again, people might think I'm silly for the tactic I'm using, because it was working yesterday. Last night before I went to bed, it worked fine, whereas this morning, maybe not so much. Although Ugbo's in, is he onside? I think he might be. Linesman hasn't flagged. We are 1-0 up, and it's EK Ugbo again, which moves us back up into the top half of the table if things stand as they are. Let's have a little look at this. He did have a little... actually, no, he's run from really deep. That's a perfectly timed run from Ugbo. Still, maybe? I don't know. Just about. He stays onside. It was a well-timed run. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, because he did time it nicely. And if it was marginal, give him the benefit of the doubt in that one. We should always side with the strikers. We'd rather have goals than no goals, unless they do it to us at this end now, in which case, obviously, disallow it. Right, Scott, out to Chambers. We've got a little bit of space for Schmodix. Ugbo's unmarked again, but we couldn't find him. We do find him now, though, and he's in. And it's back off the keeper, and look how far forward Purrington is. That's awesome. I love seeing my fullbacks chasing into rebounds from shots from open play. That's exactly where they should be. And Fisher, remarkably, makes a save, everybody. So, he's finally woken up. That that awesome tackle ending up going past him in the last game has woken him up a little bit, and now he's decided to make a save. Right, Scott, can he beat his man? He can't. And then gets a little bit frustrated by it and just nips at his heels. To be fair, he's not even been booked for that, so it's actually not the worst thing he could have done, because it's just nipped their counter-attack in the bud, which I'm absolutely fine with. Right, Ugbo, plenty of space. Schmodix is in and scores! That... There you go. I said I didn't mind winning dirty. That was it was pretty close to route one. I think there was another touch in there. There wasn't. It was a nod down and then a through ball, so not quite route one. But in fact, Ugbo controlled it, played it to Scott, who then played it into Schmodix. So yeah, it's lumped up forward. But there's two nice little passes involved in there, including a lovely through ball from Scott. We're 2-0 up after 15 minutes. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to be doing to teams. Just attack them relentlessly and ruthlessly. Can you beat your man this time, Scott? He gets the cross in this time, and it's Chambers, and it's off the inside of the post. But still, I mean, it's so very close. We could have been 3-0 up inside 20 minutes. This is the kind of football I want to be playing. We've said before, towards the end of last week, when we were getting promoted with Portsmouth, we were talking about how this team didn't feel like a Kev team yet. Right now, it feels like a Kev team. They're doing what I want them to be doing. It's just completely focused on scoring as many goals as we can. I love these little slide tackles we started doing. I mean, there've been 2 in this match. Obviously, one of them led to an own goal in the last game, but we've had 2 beautifully timed slide tackles from behind on their most forward player. They're working. We can clearly manage a slide tackle. I'm not ignoring the fact that Schmodix just missed a chance to make it 3-0. He really probably should have done. But as he's already scored 1, I'll let him off. I would like a third, really. Boateng drops very deep to just offer a ball to Clark and then gives it back to him. And it was just nonsense. Just nonsense. Clark, he came deep to help Clark out there. And then, for some reason, gives it back to him. And Clark's like, well, brilliant, deep-lying playmaker. You came to help me out. And then you've given it back to me. You've made it even harder for me now. I'll just kick it hard this time. And then that puts us under pressure. That was just silly. I'm not blaming Clark. I think I might be Clark's biggest fan. That's two in theory, 2 Clark errors that have led to goals in today's episode. And I'm giving him a pass on both of them. And Ogbo's just got his second. Lovely cross. Lovely header. Shades of Lazarov to Modu Fall there. For those of you who've been around since the last time we had fullbacks this attacking. Look at that for a cross. He just peels off at the back post. That is a beautiful thing. A good cross and a good header. There's nothing better than it. 3-1. Well, now they've scored. We want a 4th before half-time because I wanted a 3-goal advantage. So let's go and grab another one. Purrington intercepts. Ugbo's in behind. Crosses to Scott and should have scored. Oh, we've had some chances in this first half. 15 shots, 16 shots, 7 of them on target, but 2 clear-cut chances, 4 half chances. We're creating some opportunities. Fisher's positioning there was just awful. He is a problem. We need to get Fielding back fit ASAP because this lad, I signed him with the plan for him to take over as first choice before the end of the season. That plan very much on the back burner. We need to get Fielding fit and back in because Fisher just seems to have... We talked about eccentricity on the transfer window episode at the weekend. I haven't looked at what his is, but he just seems to make some really weird decisions. So whether that comes under eccentricity or whether that comes under just awful decision making, his positioning is off. He's a frustration. Right, Ugbo, again, who's been the star man today. Excellent play as a target man. Clark, forward to Scott, who's also played really well. And Schmodix is in and missed again. Schmodix has got himself into some good positions. We're actually mugging Wigan at this point. I said I didn't mind mugging them. We're so poor defensively. We've given them 4 clear-cut chances, 4 half chances. But we're outscoring them. And that's all that matters. I mean, the world becomes fair if we get mugged, then commit a mugging. I mean, it's not that fair on Wigan, but our world then balances out again. Wigan can go and take their revenge out on somebody else. They've got another goal back, and That was their 5th clear-cut chance. I would argue this one's not a clear-cut chance. It's a very tight angle for it to be a clear-cut chance. Cross comes out. I mean, it's a nice cross, but from that angle, is that clear-cut? I think that's maybe a half chance, because you have to do pretty well to score from there, which he did. But we do need to worry a little bit, because that's our 20th shot now. Oh, remember these days when we used to have 20 shots? We're back, everybody. This might be an over-exaggerated, extreme version of what we actually want eventually, and we'll probably make some tweaks to this at some point to make it not quite so nuts. But for now, I'm enjoying it. Can nobody play there? That's probably the best version. We'll take Scott off again for Bartlett. Give him another opportunity. Scott's had a good game, but I want to try different options up front. I want to find someone who's just a lethal finisher, and both Bartlett and Dunn scored. They proved last year they can finish. It was just in League Two. So if they can add the other elements of playing as a striker, not just the goal scoring bit, then they might actually turn into championship level strikers. But they need games at this level to do that, so we're just trying to rotate them around as much as we can. And it feels weird after like 2 or 3 weeks now of messing around with team mentalities to be sat here 3-2 up in the 90th minute, still on attacking. But just sit. I'm gonna put the hands under there. I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna think. Thinking is what got me in this mess in the first place. We need to go back to the days when I didn't think, because if we don't think, then I can't be blamed when it goes wrong. Fisher did well that time. I will give him that. That's 6 clear-cut chances, 6 half chances for Wigan. And it's their own fault. They've only scored 2 goals. Ugbo to Tunnicliffe. Can we grab a 4th to really rub it in? And it was a tasty little cross from Tunnicliffe. Bartlett not quite awake to it. And we've had 25 shots in that game. We're back, everybody. And we've won a football match. And we're in the top half of the table. And all is good in the world. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Football Manager videos at 4 o'clock and 9 o'clock every single day. And thank you very much for watching.